4:45 p.m. Saturday, October the 11th, and the celebrations begin both on and off the pitch at Celtic Park. Scotland have made it to the World Cup finals and will once again be part of the greatest football show on earth. The Tartan Army, noisy and colourful as always, can now begin to make their plans to cross the Channel. For the players, there's the deep satisfaction of a job well done. Hello, all the ifs and buts and outrageous possibilities have finally been settled. Scotland have, absolutely, definitely, qualified for the World Cup finals. And there's the result from Gijón which makes the difference. Spain have beaten the Faroe Islands by 3-1, and they finished top of Group 6, thereby allowing Scotland to qualify as the best-placed runners-up. Gordon Smith and Joe Jordan are my guests tonight, and they're just as delighted as the rest of the country will surely be with today's events. Well, BBC Scotland Sport have covered every one of Scotland's qualifying matches on the road to France '98. And we were there again tonight in a central Scotland restaurant to break the news to Craig Brown that the last unlikely obstacle had finally been removed. Here's Alison Walker.
That's right, Dougie. We're here in the restaurant. We've just found out the Spain-Faroes score, and we're going to break the news to Craig Brown. He's through there. Come on. Sorry to bother you, Craig. We've just heard it was Spain 3, the Faroes 1. So we're there. Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, well, we expected that, but even although we expect the result, we're still a wee bit in tenterhooks until we know for sure. So thanks very much.
So the celebrations can start now?
Yeah, the staff are all here. And, it makes a great night for us now.
You were here for another reason as well, I believe.
Yeah, we are, because Stuart Hillis over here, who's been our doctor, is now Professor Stuart Hillis. So we're here to celebrate and acknowledge that.
But what does it mean to you personally to have finally done it, to have got there?
Well, it's a very satisfying achievement because so much was at stake today. You know, there was so much riding on it, and the country, of course, very much anxious to get to France. The players desperate to get to France. So for the players and for all fans of Scotland, I'm feeling very happy.
And what about warm-up matches and things like that?
We've got a warm-up match starting in March. We're playing Denmark at Ibrox, which will be an interesting game because of Reaper and of Laudrup. The two Glasgow big clubs have a Danish player playing for them, so that could add interest to that match. That'll be an important preparatory match against Denmark. We're likely to have a game in the next month in April, possibly against Finland, maybe Germany, but we're working on an away fixture for April. Then we'll do a preparatory tour. We'll go away somewhere. That's not arranged yet, but we have in the past gone with great success to the USA, and we'll look for opponents there possibly, but this will be a decision of the International Committee. We'll make recommendations, those of us here, and it will be finalised hopefully very soon.
Congratulations, Craig. Well done to all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Alison.
Now, both Gordon and Joe were at Celtic Park this afternoon. It doesn't look like an outrageous celebration, but that's maybe not Craig's style, Gordon. But my goodness, he can enjoy the satisfaction of a job well done, can't he?
Yeah, I think it looked a bit low-key there, but and I imagine that won't be the case around the country tonight. I don't think anybody else was waiting for the Spain result. I think we all felt today at 20-5 it was all over. Scotland had done the business in their own patch, and I think that was an important thing. Yeah.
How pleased are you for Craig and for Scotland, Joe?
Well, I think it was a little bit cruel for him having to wait after the lads doing so well as they did today. But he can relax now, and they've got what they deserve, which is the trip to France, not only today, but the way that they have conducted themselves through the 10 games, only to lose one. Going in today's game, a lot of pressure, a lot of tension. And I think at times it showed in the game, but they certainly got the result, and they got what they deserve, which is going to France.
Yeah. What do you think was the key to qualification, Gordon? Was there one factor which made the difference?
I think it's the harmony in the squad. I think that they are a very, very good team. The backroom staff, Craig Brown and his coaches all work together. Even the doctor there, the physio, you've Stuart McMillan who does the massages and stuff like that. They're very, very together, and they get the same response from the players. And I think that if you've got that, everyone says we've no stars. We've got an awful lot of good players, but they do play as a team. And that's the main thing I think that's carried us through so far. And it's a main aspect of Craig's tenure in charge of the team that he's managed to foster almost like a club team spirit at international level.
Absolutely. Well, now let's enjoy brief highlights of that anxious 90 minutes at Celtic Park this afternoon, in which Scotland, remember, had to beat Latvia to stay on course for qualification. The Tartan Army made their colourful presence felt. Rob McLean describes the action.
It's a luxury for Craig Brown to be able to pick the team he actually wants to play, with the arguable exception of Darren Jackson. This is Scotland at its strongest. Christian Daly keeps his place in the back three despite the return of Colin Hendry. Tom Boyd wins his 50th cap at the expense of Celtic teammate Tosh McKinlay, and Gordon Durie holds off the challenge of Simon Donnelly up front. There are three changes from the Latvian team, narrowly beaten by Sweden last month. Experienced Yuri Shevlakovs returns in defence. Mihail Zemlinskas takes over from suspended Astafievs in midfield. And regular scorer Vitas Rimkus is replaced in attack by Alexander Yeliseyevs. And the referee for Scotland's last Group 4 game is Sandor Pilar from Hungary. There's Kevin Gallacher. Scotland so happy to have him fit and available. So the last chapter in Scotland's World Cup campaign is about to unfold. The story began in Vienna 14 months ago with a 0-0 draw against Austria, and hoping now for a happy ending. But Latvia don't just want to make up the numbers, we can be assured of that. First clearance for Igor Stepanovs, the sweeper in this Latvian side, just 22 years of age, but already 21 caps. Here's Lobanovs. Gary McAllister wasn't waiting for that. Gordon Durie arriving in the middle. John Collins there too, and Kevin Gallacher. That's for Durie! Good effort, the near post by Gordon Durie. He's been 6 long years without a Scotland goal, and he wasn't too far away there. Across from McAllister, just delayed till Durie was there. A good effort by the Rangers striker. Now this could be a break on here for Babachevs. Covering by Colin Calderwood, and eventually safety first. Heard the shout from Jim Leighton, and just got the ball away. The break there by Babachevs. Useful ball too, and Calderwood had to play it. Babachevs, Bonadej-Deans, hits it well, and the save from Jim Leighton. On his 83rd Scotland appearance, called into action there, and confirmation of the threat that Latvia pose. He really struck that well, and it was swerving off the outside of his right foot. Gary McAllister trying to inject some pace, and yet another foul by Shevlakovs on Gordon Durie. The Latvians struggling to cope with the physical presence of Durie. By Collins, well hit, and Kevin Gallacher almost in on the rebound. That's the best we've seen from a set piece so far from Scotland. The first touch from Lambert, then McAllister, and then Collins. Saved by Karavaevs, but not held. 10 minutes to half-time. Here's Durie. A good turn by Gordon Durie, well struck too. Looked as if Karavaevs might well have caught that, but electing to punch it clear. That was good from Durie. Worked the opening well, and connected with the shot too. Colin Hendry. It's well done by John Collins. Struck it well, and Gallacher! Kevin Gallacher, 2 minutes from half-time. And Scotland take the lead. Kevin Gallacher's amazing hot streak continues with his 6th World Cup goal in 5 ties. He was sharp when the shots came in from John Collins. It was always going to be first for Kevin Gallacher. And when it came off, Karavaevs, the Blackburn striker, was there. The finish was deadly. Colin Hendry's header, knocked down by Gallacher to Burley. Final ball of disappointment. Latvia contemplate a substitution. Here's Gallacher. Might do it all himself. Eventually a desperate tackle from Lobanovs. Ladilis. Tom Boyd won it back. Collins to Gallacher, just a bit too much pace on the pass. Stepanov's doing the covering. Good header, Colin Hendry. And from Durie. Nobody there for the flick. Putting some pressure on Lobanovs. Zemlinskis, first time for Vladilis, and gets it back. Good play from the Latvians. Pagonadezdins. Ivanovs. Babachevs made the forward run. Paul Lambert tracking back. Here's Pahars. Couldn't quite get the sting in the shot. That was great build-up from Latvia. Scotland on the counter. Boyd to Durie. Tom Boyd's continued his run. It was aimed for him. And Gordon Durie gets another chance. Kevin Gallacher's in the middle. And Tom Boyd's beaten in the tackle by Stepanovs. It's becoming a much more open game. Daly to Collins. Burley, Gallacher, and now Tom Boyd. Burley's made the forward run. Tom Boyd works his way into the crossing position. Burley's there. Lagonadezdins gets it away, but only as far as John Collins. Now McAllister, this might be a shooting chance. Struck it well off Stepanovs. And Craig Burley will settle for the corner kick. Good hit from McAllister. Corner kick taken short from Collins to McAllister. Back with John Collins. Colin Hendry's header. Clutched comfortably by Karavaevs. It was a good effort, that. Alec Miller doing some organising. Paul Lambert to Craig Burley. McAllister has made a forward run. Durie and Gallacher in the middle. And it goes from Burley. Here's Tom Boyd. Kevin Gallacher. Good effort. Off the bar. And Gordon Durie. He's waited 6 years for a Scotland goal. And that's a sweet one. It's the goal that surely seals victory for Scotland against Latvia. And yet again, the spark of Kevin Gallacher very much involved. It was a poor defensive header from Lobanovs. Tom Boyd won it. Kevin Gallacher aimed the chip back off the bar. In from Durie. So yet again, it's a rebound that gives Scotland the goal. It's well done by Daly. First away from Zemlinskis and then fouled by Vladilis. There's another very polished match. Daly set a world record for under-21 appearances, 31 of them. And he looks as if he might become a regular fixture now in the full side. McKinley to teammate Donnelly. But the return pass falling behind Tosh McKinley. Now Stoltzers for Latvia and Runkus. Babachevs has made a run up ahead. Runkus still has it. Here's Vladilis. It was a decent chance that at the edge of the box, but he failed to keep the shot on target. Craig Brown won't complain too loudly when the final whistle blows, that's for sure. McKinley competing against Ivanovs. The whistling from the crowd, 47,613 of them, or most of them at least, will be looking for the final whistle. Battling for the ball almost literally there were Collins and Ivanovs, and that is full time. And Scotland have won by 2-0. Another highly professional performance from Gary McAllister and his team in the final match in Group 4. The handshakes on the touchline, and Craig Brown must be absolutely delighted. Gordon Durie got the goal which sealed the win for Scotland. after Kevin Gallacher had put them in front. 2 minutes from half-time. McAllister and Hendry embrace, and some emotions being bared on the touchline as well. It was a struggle for much of the game for Scotland, but they got the goals when they were needed. And they've beaten Latvia by 2-0.
Oh, this is it. This doesn't get any bigger. You know, you've got Paul Lambert in there who's won a European Champions Cup. You know, and I would say he's probably saying this is bigger than that. You know, playing in the World Cup finals is every player's dream. You know, so this is the pinnacle.
What about the strength of this squad? Is it the fact that they look like a club squad when they meet up?
Yeah, that's worked on very hard by the management team, Craig Brown and all his assistants. We try to run it along the lines of a club side. You know, we're supposed to not have any big star names, but I think we have. But we get together, we enjoy each other's company, and every time we do get together, we enjoy the 4 or 5 days we spend together.
Would you like to name those big star names?
Yes, Kevin Gallacher, Colin Hendry, Jim Leighton, Craig Burley, Colin Calderwood.
Right,
1 to 11, 1 to 22.
Was there a sense of nerves out there today?
It was always going to be a nervous situation, you know. I felt that the fans were a wee bit nervous to begin with as well. You know, we had to be patient. You know, we couldn't just send the ball forward long and with no intelligence. There was a wee bit nervousness in the air, but once we got it in and started playing, we were always comfortable, I felt.
Now that you're through to France '98, what do you look to do in this World Cup campaign?
Well, we want to be the first squad that gets past the first stage. You know, we'll be very keen in seeing the draw, which I think is in December. And our ambition, you know, and everybody that's managed to play in this campaign, they want to be part of the first Scottish team to get past the first stage.
The captain quietly satisfied with a job well done. The members of the Tartan Army were equally delighted.
Brilliant, superb, magic, brilliant atmosphere, tremendous. Just one of the greatest performances we had, but the passion was there, and absolutely brilliant. Our first game, she fair enjoyed it. Tremendous. Lovely, good result. It was most excellent. Magic. It was my fourth game, well, out of 4, and we won them all. So I think I'm a lucky charm. It's good shit. Definitely, I'll be giving up my job and going over there for the summer.
He's been lucky so far. He's seen 3 Scotland victories.
Brilliant, magnificent. We're going to Paris.
Yes, I think the travel agents around the country will have some business to look forward to on Monday morning. Joe, it wasn't a wonderful game, it wasn't a wonderful performance, but that was secondary, wasn't it?
Yes, you know, there's been a lot of games that have gone prior to today, and there's been a lot of points gathered, but the 3 points today was the most important, and you can understand a lot of tension. A lot of players there playing who knew that if they didn't get to the qualification this time could miss out in the chance to play in a World Cup.
Yes, that's right. There was also a slight caution about the lineup as well. It was very clear that Craig Brown had decided we weren't losing a goal.
Yes, but I think they've shown that through the whole section. I think defensively, and I mean everyone in the team, I think that's been their strength. You know, I think they have defended home and away, and they haven't given much away. Today it was slightly different. Fortunately, there was Kevin Gallacher. It was great news when he was past fit, because I think he's a player on form that Scotland needed today. They needed someone who was going not only score goals, but use his pace and sharpness to create chances, and he did that today. But it's a collective thing throughout the whole section. But today it was a matter of being patient, and I could sense in the second half, I could sense the crowd getting a little bit nervous and trying to get the team to push forward and get that second goal. But I think the players decided rightly that caution was very important.
But as Joe says, Gordon, when you've got a striker like Kevin Gallacher who's on form and getting goals regularly, what a lift it gives the team, doesn't it?
It's a great lift for us, and it's something we've been expecting for some time and hoped for. But Gallacher is on fire. Even down south with his club Blackburn, he's been scoring goals, scoring some spectacular goals as well. And today, once again, you know, it just shows you that if you've got a quality striker in your team, then you're going to get something from it. And I thought he and Gordon Durie worked really hard without a lot of support, because I think, as Joe said, Scotland had decided first and foremost the thing was they weren't going to do was lose a goal and put ourselves with a mountain to climb, a nervous performance with the crowd getting nervous. First and foremost, we're going to be 0-0 as long as it could be, And they got a goal at fantastic time, just before half-time to score. It was more relief than anything. It got me out of my seat anyway, and I've never known anything like it. It was just the relief of getting that goal.
Yeah, the goals were well timed, weren't they? Well, the two other matches in Scotland's section might just have provided a lifeline if required, but in fact both Austria and Sweden finished their programmes with the expected home victories. Austria had their match with Belarus all wrapped up early on. In fact, the opening goal came after just a couple of minutes, when this was a Tony Polster header from the corner. That after just 2 minutes, and Austria off to the perfect start. They, of course, needed the victory to ensure that they finished top of the group and thereby qualified. So 1-0 after 2 minutes, and then 5 minutes later, Stoger makes this terrific run from deep in his own half, sets it up for Polster. His shot comes back off the bar, and who's there to knock the ball into the net? But the man who made the run, Stoger. 2-0 to Austria, only 7 minutes gone, and the game was already over. And then after 17 minutes, it was 3-0. Herzog is pulled down just at the byline. The penalty given without too much argument from the Belarusians, and up steps Polster to make it 3-0. 17 minutes gone, the game's over, and Austria are on easy street. There was one more goal to come, though. It came just 5 minutes before half-time. Herzog made the run, and his cutback from the byline was turned high into the net by, once again, Stoger. 4-0 at half-time, 4-0 in fact it finished. Austria top of the section, and they qualify safely. So Scotland are on their way to France next summer, the 6th time in the last 7 tournaments that our small nation has qualified to join the world's football elite. And looking back over those previous World Cup campaigns, it's quite remarkable just how often one Joe Jordan played a vital part.
With it. Jordan's there. Field, surely a handball. Penalty kick. It's a penalty kick to Scotland. A handball, if ever there was one. The referee perfectly correct.
Yeah, Joe, you had a hand in some very important matches, didn't you, and some very important victories. Was it a better Scotland squad in terms of depth of talent then than it is now?
Time will tell, Dougie, won't it? These lads who qualified today, they've got an opportunity to put the record straight. I've got to say, I played with some smashing Scotland teams, played with some great players, and they were great players. There was a lot of great players prior to the '74 campaign who didn't actually play in World Cups. So they never really got a chance to prove it. The guys who qualified today, they have an opportunity to put the record straight and prove. People, I don't think people have criticised the players about their value. I think they know that they're good players, and have looked at the team being collective, and that is their strength. But I think they have the opportunity in France to show that they are not just good players, but great players.
Yeah, that's what we all want, of course, as a team, to actually make it to the second stage. Well, as you would expect, Scotland's route to those World Cup finals was hardly a smooth one. As well as 7 vital victories and just the 1 defeat, there were some moments of high farce as well, as Richard Gordon describes.
The qualifying draw was made way back in December 1995 at the Louvre, a glittering occasion with the whole world looking on.
L'Écosse, Scotland.
Scotland were grouped with Sweden, Austria, Latvia, Belarus and Estonia. It could certainly have been worse for Craig Brown.
We're happy with the draw, although we've got some reconnaissance work to do in certain parts of Europe.
Emotion and excitement could be guaranteed, and inevitably with Scotland, there were to be a few heart-stopping moments along the way. When the bags were packed for the first time, it was for what looked likely to be a tough opener away to Austria. But the squad were in determined mood for the trip to Vienna and gave a creditable performance in the Ernst Happel Stadium.
Ferguson calling for the ball this time in the inside right channel. Good ball in. Here's McCoist. Good effort by McCoist. Turned away for the corner. Consell did a touch.
Nimble footwork, looking for Ferguson. The header goes just over the bar. What a finish that might have been, Ferguson.
This header, with just 30 seconds left, was one of the few contributions Duncan Ferguson made to the World Cup campaign. By the time it ended, the Everton striker had decided he didn't want to play for his country again. The 0-0 draw in Vienna was seen as a good start to the group, in which Scotland were scheduled to kick off with 3 away matches. Next in line, the Baltic double-header, and there was a confident Scotland squad which landed in Riga. Getting through customs wasn't exactly a formality. Fortunately, it all went a good deal smoother on the field of play.
McCall and Collins setting it up here for McAllister. Well, that's a good play. Collins with a shot! Scotland take the lead from the set piece. Gordon's punch out. Here's Zemlinskis trying to get the ball down for a shot! Brilliantly saved by Gordon. Good play by Jackson. Jackson again with a chance. Great play by Jackson! His first international goal, and Scotland are 2 ahead. Here's Ivanovs. Taking the ball to the byline. There's a good ball in. Looking at Gulden. It's blocked again by Gordon.
Then came the short trip to Estonia. No hint of any problems initially as the squad prepared for the game. Among them, a new goal-scoring hero.
It's taken a long time to come. 13th cap, but when it came I was very happy.
But the night before the game, Craig Brown was less than happy. The Estonians had imported floodlights from Finland. The only trouble was they didn't seem too effective.
I think this is the only bit that's worse. Look at them, how low they are there. Look at them.
Scotland raised their concerns with the official FIFA observer, and after much confusion, the kick-off time was brought forward.
This morning we received from FIFA a notification at the security meeting that the match kick-off had been altered to daylight hours, so it's a 1500 hours local time kick-off, and we're here in North the Show.
The Tartan Army were out in force, and they were right. There was just one team in Tallinn, Scotland.
I can't actually believe I'm doing this commentary. Scotland have kicked off. The referee has brought a halt to the proceedings.
Very regretful indeed.
When Estonia turned up at the original kick-off time, Scotland were long gone. It had been thought we'd be awarded a victory, but after a top-level meeting, FIFA had other ideas.
The committee endorsed a decision by the committee bureau that the game should be played at the latest by 16th of March 1997. In principle, the match should be held in Tallinn, depending upon weather conditions.
Gary McAllister had been suspended for the Estonia game. Instead, his ban was carried over to the all-important meeting with the highly rated Sweden at Ibrox.
So this is Collarwood now, and Henry across to Boyd. Scottish back three spreading when required here. The good dummy there from Jackson. This is McGinley with a chance. It's the only goal!
John McGinley's goal won the game, but only thanks to a superb goalkeeping performance at the other end by Jim Leighton, recalled to the national side after a 7-match absence. 3 months later, there was unfinished business to be taken care of when Scotland and Estonia both turned up at the same time in Monaco. Expectations were high, but this was to be the low point of the campaign.
Here's Gallacher. Pulling that back for McAllister. The Boyd! It breaks off McGinley. Tom Boyd's closest yet to an international goal. Good control from Paul McStay. Collins inside him. McAllister for Ferguson. Ferguson again.
The Tartan Army could barely believe it as Scotland stumbled to a goalless draw. Boos rang round the stadium as Craig Brown and his men trooped away. For the first time, we began to fear that the road to France '98 might not be just as smooth as it had seemed. With Hampden out of commission, the SFA had decided to take their home matches around the country. And so, when Estonia came visiting in March, Kilmarnock's Rugby Park was the venue.
Gallacher, great pass. McKinley. That's fine play. Gemmell is there. Breaks for Boyd. A brilliant block. It's a goal for Scotland. Boyd takes the
congratulations. Here's Gamel. Now Jackson. Well, time one pass too many perhaps in that congested area. That's very well won by Boyd. Across a good one, a push by Lemsalou. Jarek Mate has headed past his own keeper. This is Meles Ruba. The 90 minutes are over, we're into extra time added on. And Ruba comes forward once more, and here a chance for Oper. It's a save by Leighton.
And Austria have been to Sweden and they recorded a 1-0 victory, so they're coming in buoyant mood to Glasgow. I know that, I saw their game a fortnight ago, so it will be a very difficult match against Austria, but if we manage to get a victory there, we'll be in good shape.
The Austria game went ahead at the new-look Celtic Park, a fitting venue for such a big match. Scotland knew that only a victory would do, and it turned out to be one of those special nights.
Singer's header goes straight to Gallacher. There's Jackson. He's onside. It's a chance for Scotland, a difficult one. Turned in by Gallacher, and Scotland take the lead. He drove in and goal with one shot, one thought in mind, to test the keeper. Good block by the keeper. And then Jackson was back up. That was a good tackle, in fact, by Farsinger. But straight to Gallacher for the opening goal. This is Kevin Gallacher. Away from one man. Farsinger again showing his excellent control. The pass goes astray. That's Lambert. Here's Gallacher. Oh, that's a magnificent goal for Scotland! An incredible finish from Kevin Gallacher. Well, we'll never tire of seeing this. It broke kindly for Scotland there, but what a finish that was.
It's definitely one of the most important, I can say that, and I mean, as for my 4 goals in Scotland jersey, it's definitely my best.
At the end of April, Scotland faced perhaps their toughest task in the group, away to Sweden, who simply had to win. The game went ahead in the Ullevi Stadium in Gothenburg, where Aberdeen had won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1983.
I had to beat a wee bit faster when I knew that the game had been changed to here, rather than Stockholm, whether I'd been playing or not. It's still nice to be back here, and 14 years on, it still gets the same feelings as it did then.
It's Schwartz. And once again, Jim Leighton makes the save calmly, comfortably, hit with lots of power. Dahlin's layoff, there's Anderson! A magnificent goal for Sweden. Been threatened for so long, and the proud Scottish record in Group 4 is broken. But what a finish from Kenneth Anderson. Boyd now to Lambert. Once again, nowhere to go from that position for Lambert. Really nothing on for him. Here's Kenneth Anderson again against Calderwood. It's the second. Superb play by Kenneth Anderson. 6-1 in corners. It's a goal for Scotland. The header came from Kevin Gallacher. Suddenly, the Scots have a lifeline. The simplest of goals from the smallest player on the Scottish side. The throw finds Gallacher as a push in the back. Gallacher, to his credit, not making anything of that, staying on his feet.
And so a first defeat in the group for Scotland, one which made our trip to Minsk in June all the more important. There could be no slip-up against Belarus.
Big men in the box. Romoshenko particularly a threat, number 10. That's a fine elbow and a great save from Leighton. The shot came from Ostrovsky. Jackson's layup's a good one, that's Durie. Back it comes to Jackson, a chance for Scotland. He's a penalty kick, he's gone down, the penalty's given. Terrific play by Jackson. The tackle from Yakimovic. What a vital moment coming up. It's McAllister with the penalty. 1-0 to Scotland. McAllister takes the responsibility. You can sense the relief all around among the Scottish supporters and players. Look at that reaction.
When Austria and Sweden met in Vienna, the stakes couldn't have been higher. The Swedes had to win to have any hope of qualifying, while a home victory would return Austria to pole position. Andreas Herzog's goal clinched the 3 points and sparked scenes of celebration. With a double header against Belarus to come, Austria knew they were World Cup bound. Scotland's home game with Belarus at Pataudry was delayed by 24 hours as a mark of respect following the death of Diana, Princess of Wales.
Christian Daly moves up to add his aerial presence. A bit of a shot from McAllister. Oscar Kolosov! And Kevin Gallacher has scored for Scotland. McKinley, Collins, here's Hopkin. Nice play at the edge of the area. Gallacher finds McCoist. And Hopkin! David Hopkin's done it. Scotland have a second goal. Possession has been a key word in the Scotland performance so far. As Paul Lambert breaks out. The flick was aimed at Kevin Gallacher. He might get there now. And Gallagher's done it. A second goal for Kevin Gallacher. And at the far post in came Laverick. There seemed to be a lack of communication there in the Scottish defence. And incredibly, the referee has given a penalty kick. Couture with the kick. And he's pulled one back. Almost total silence around side Pataudry. Craig Burley finds David Hopkin. It's a go at alone. Hopkin still has it! And scores! Brilliant individual skill from David Hopkin.
And so too today, Austria needed to beat Belarus to win the group. Tony Polster put them ahead in 3 minutes. And Peter Stoger wrapped up their 4-0 victory. Scotland were back at Celtic Park for our last match. Latvia the opposition, and the players knew only too well what was expected of them.
Colin Hendry. It's well done by John Collins. Struck it well, and Gallacher! Kevin Gallacher, 2 minutes from half-time. And Scotland take the lead. The cheers are as much of relief as delight. It's been a difficult first half. McAllister has made a forward run. Durie and Gallacher in the middle. And it goes from Burley. Here's Tom Boyd. Kevin Gallacher. Good efforts. Off the bar. And Gordon Durie. He's waited 6 years for a Scotland goal. And that's a sweet one. It's the goal that surely seals victory for Scotland against Latvia.
We're all very delighted that we think we're through to the World Cup finals. The performance was a bit edgy initially, and I think we got the goal at the right time, the opening goal. Otherwise it might have been quite a fraught second half, but we continued to play football. We didn't resort to kicking it up the park and hoping for the best, and I think that paid dividends in the end.
The after-match reaction was as much one of relief as celebration. After almost 14 months, the long, hard campaign was at an end. Scotland had played 10 matches, won 7 and lost just 1. And the team had conceded only 3 goals along the way. Everyone was ready for a party, and when Spain beat the Faroe Islands tonight, Scotland's dream came true. We're on our way to France '98.
Yeah, wonderful feeling knowing we're going to be there. There's final confirmation of the final positions in Group 4. Austria win the group, but Scotland 23 points from 10 games. The best placed of the 9 group runners-up, and that means that Scotland qualify automatically without the need for a playoff. So many vital matches, Gordon. Craig Brown earlier today said he felt the win in Belarus was the most crucial, which surprised me a little bit. Would you go along with that?
I can understand why he said